You wake up. Before you even get out of bed, your hand reaches for your phone. You check a notification. You scroll through a feed. You see a bright, colorful image. You see a shocking headline. For a split second, your brain feels a tiny spark of pleasure. You get up. You make coffee. While the coffee brews, you check your email. You see a message from your boss, a spike of stress. You open a new tab. You check the news, another spike. By the time you sit down to work, you have already bombarded your brain with more information than a medieval peasant would process in a lifetime. And then you try to focus. You try to write that report. You try to study for that exam. You try to build that business. But you can't. Your mind feels foggy. You feel restless. You feel an irresistible urge to check your phone again. Just one more time. Just one more hit. Why is it so hard to do the things we know we should do? Why does working on our dreams feel like wading through mud, while scrolling through social media feels like sliding down a hill? We blame ourselves. We say we are lazy. We say we lack discipline. But you are not lazy, and you are not broken. You are hijacked. There is a chemical in your brain that controls your desire. It controls your motivation. It tells you what is important and what is worth ignoring. That chemical is called dopamine. And right now, in the modern world, your dopamine system is under attack. It is being weaponized against you by billion-dollar companies who have hired the smartest neuroscientists in the world to keep you addicted. They have hacked your biology. They have turned you into a lab rat, endlessly pressing a lever for a pellet of digital sugar. But there is a way out. There is a way to reset your brain, to reclaim your focus, to make hard work feel easy again. It is called a dopamine detox. In this video, we are going to dive deep into the neuroscience of motivation. We are going to explain the pleasure-pain balance that rules your life. And we are going to give you a step-by-step protocol to break the addiction and become the master of your own mind. To understand why you can't focus, we have to understand how your brain was built. Your brain was not designed for the 21st century. It was designed for the savannah. For millions of years, resources were scarce. Food was hard to find. Sex was rare. Novelty was dangerous. So nature evolved a powerful system to motivate us. When our ancestors found a beehive full of honey, their brain released a massive surge of dopamine. This chemical didn't just make them feel good, it did something more important. It etched a memory into their mind. It said, "Remember this. Do this again. This is vital for survival." Dopamine is not the molecule of pleasure. This is a common misconception. Dopamine is the molecule of craving. It is the molecule of more. It is the driving force that makes you get off the couch and hunt. It is the anticipation of the reward, not the reward itself. But in the modern world, we have hacked this system. We have created supernormal stimuli. Junk food is sweeter than any fruit in nature. Pornography offers more variety than any caveman could ever imagine. Video games offer a sense of achievement without any real effort. Social media offers infinite social validation at the tap of a thumb. These things trigger dopamine releases that are far higher than anything our ancestors experienced. Dr. Andrew Huberman, a neuroscientist at Stanford, explains this using the concept of the pleasure-pain balance. Imagine a seesaw in your brain. On one side, you have pleasure. On the other side, you have pain. When you do something pleasurable, like eating chocolate or getting a like on Instagram, the seesaw tips to the side of pleasure. You feel good. But here's the catch. The brain loves homeostasis. It loves balance. It does not want the seesaw to stay tipped forever. So to restore balance, the brain presses down on the pain side.
This is the come down. This is why after a binge of video games or scrolling, you don't feel happy, you feel numb, you feel anxious, you feel an irresistible urge to check your phone again, just one more time, just one more hit. And over time, something terrifying happens. To keep the balance, your brain builds up a tolerance. It adds more weight to the pain side permanently. This is called allostasis. This means your baseline state becomes lower. You need the high stimulation just to feel normal. And normal things like reading a book, talking to a friend, or doing your work feel incredibly boring. They don't release enough dopamine to tip the seesaw anymore. You have become numb to life. This is the state of the modern human. We are drowning in dopamine, yet we are starving for satisfaction. We are overstimulated, yet we are bored. We have lost the ability to tolerate boredom, and because of that, we have lost the ability to achieve greatness.
Let's look deeper into the mechanism of this trap. Why is social media so addictive? Why is it harder to quit than cigarettes for some people? It uses a psychological principle called variable reward schedules. This was discovered by the psychologist B.F. Skinner in the 1950s. Skinner put pigeons in a box. In the first experiment, every time the pigeon pecked a button, it got food. The pigeon pecked when it was hungry and stopped when it was full. In the second experiment, the pigeon pecked the button, but the food came randomly. Sometimes it got food, sometimes it got nothing, sometimes it got a huge amount. What happened? The pigeons went insane. They pecked the button obsessively. They pecked until they collapsed. Why? Because the uncertainty causes a massive spike in dopamine. When you pick up your phone, you are playing a slot machine. Will I have a notification? Will I have a like? Will I see a funny video? Will I see bad news? You don't know, and that maybe is what keeps you hooked. Every time you pull down to refresh your feed, you are pulling the lever of a slot machine. And the tech companies know this. They have engineered their apps to maximize this uncertainty. The red notification badge, the infinite scroll, the auto-playing videos. These are not design choices. They are traps. But the cost of this addiction is not just wasted time. It is a rewiring of your neural pathways. When you constantly flood your brain with cheap dopamine, you downregulate your dopamine receptors. Think of it like loud music. If you listen to loud music all day, your ears go numb. You can't hear a whisper. If you blast your brain with dopamine all day, your receptors burn out. You can't feel the subtle pleasure of reading a difficult book. You can't feel the satisfaction of finishing a project. This leads to a condition called anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure. This is why depression is skyrocketing. It is not always sadness. Often it is just a fried dopamine system. And it destroys your ability to do deep work. Deep work is the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. This is the skill that is most valuable in the modern economy. But deep work is hard. It is boring at first. It requires friction. Dopamine is the fuel that helps you overcome friction. If your tank is empty because you spent it all on TikTok in the morning, you have no fuel left for your work. You sit down to write, and within 5 minutes, you feel the pain side of the seesaw kicking in. Your brain screams, "This is boring. Get me out of here. Give me the phone." And because your willpower is a finite resource, eventually you give in. You are fighting a war against your own biology, and you are losing. But you don't have to lose.
The brain is neuroplastic. It can change. It can heal. If you stop the bombardment, if you stop the loud music, your hearing will come back. If you stop the cheap dopamine, your receptors will grow back. This is the purpose of the dopamine detox. It is not a lifestyle of suffering. It is a period of recalibration. It is about restoring your sensitivity to the simple joys of life.
So how do we do it? How do we reset the seesaw? There are different levels of dopamine detox. You can choose the one that fits your situation. Level 1 is the 24-hour reset. Pick one day a week, maybe Sunday. On this day, you will eliminate all sources of cheap dopamine. No phone, no computer, no video games, no Netflix, no junk food, no pornography, no music with lyrics. Instrumental is okay. What can you do? You can go for a walk. You can meditate. You can write in a journal. You can read a physical book. You can exercise. You can talk to friends and family in person. The first few hours will be painful. You will feel bored. You will feel anxious. You will reach for your pocket phantomly, looking for your phone. This is the withdrawal. This is the pain side of the seesaw pressing down. Do not fight it. Accept it. Tell yourself, I am bored, and that is okay. Boredom is not death. By the afternoon, something strange will happen. The fog will start to lift. You will look at a tree, and it will seem greener. You will eat an apple, and it will taste sweeter. You will have ideas popping into your head that you haven't had in years. Why? Because you have stopped the noise. Your brain is finally quiet enough to hear itself think. Level 2 is the lifestyle integration. You cannot live in a cave forever. You need technology for work. You need to exist in the modern world. So how do you maintain the benefits? You must create strict boundaries around your high dopamine activities. Rule number 1, no phone for the first hour of the day. This is non-negotiable. If you blast your brain with dopamine the moment you wake up, you set the baseline for the whole day. You start the day in a deficit. Buy an alarm clock. Put your phone in another room. Spend the first hour in a low dopamine state. Drink water, stretch, read, plan your day. Rule number 2, task-based rewards. Do not give yourself the reward before the effort. Most people eat the dessert before the dinner. They watch Netflix before they do their homework. Flip it. Tell yourself, I can check Instagram, but only after I finish this report. I can play video games, but only after I go to the gym. This uses dopamine the way nature intended, as a reward for effort. Rule number 3, embrace micro-boredom. We have eliminated all the white space in our lives. If we are waiting in line at the grocery store for 30 seconds, we pull out our phones. If we are in an elevator for 10 seconds, we pull out our phones. Stop doing this. Reclaim the white space. When you are waiting, just wait. Look around. Observe people. Let your mind wander. These moments of boredom are where creativity lives. They are where your brain consolidates memory. By filling them with junk, you are killing your creativity. And finally, visualization of the pain. When you feel the urge to binge, do not think about the pleasure. Think about the feeling after. Play the tape forward. Visualize yourself 3 hours from now. You have scrolled for 3 hours. Your eyes hurt. You feel guilty. You accomplished nothing. Is that worth the 5 seconds of pleasure? Usually the answer is no. The war for your attention is the most important war of our time. Your attention is your life. What you focus on is what you become. If your attention is fragmented, broken, and sold to the highest bidder, your life will be fragmented and broken. But if you can reclaim your attention, you become powerful. You become the person who can sit in a room for 4 hours and produce a masterpiece while everyone else is distracted by a notification. You become the person who can look their partner in the eye and truly listen
instead of glancing at a screen. You become the person who is in control. The dopamine detox is not about becoming a monk. It is about becoming free. It is about realizing that the best things in life are not found on a screen. They are found in the real world, in the struggle, in the silence, in the connection with others. Take back your brain, reset your balance, and watch how the world opens up to you. Now, once you have regained your focus, you will start to notice something else. You will notice that your mind is still prone to making errors. It is prone to judging people quickly, to clinging to bad investments, and to seeing patterns that aren't there. These are called cognitive biases, and they are silently ruining your decisions. If you want to upgrade your thinking and see reality clearly, click the video appearing on your screen now about 7 cognitive biases that are ruining your life. I will see you there.